All right, Thunder fans, Travis Lennox here, joined by Trenton Thunder manager Shawn Chacon. Shawn, thanks for joining me tonight. Game today, rubber game between the Thunder and the Black Bears, postponed, canceled due to rain. Heavy rain came down in the ballpark in Trenton, and a state of emergency in Jersey, so games canceled. Unfortunate rubber game. Black Bears in first place. Took the first game 10-7. Thunder won last night. Yesterday during the day, 7-3. So fortunate, but Shawn, thanks for joining me today. Talk about these two games. How you doing?
Yes, sir. Doing well. Thanks for having me. A little bit of rain got us shut down tonight, but gave me time to chat with y'all. So thanks for having me.
Yes, sir. Of course, always. Let's talk about the first game. Tuesday night, 10-7 loss. Game you guys had a 5-run lead there after 4 innings. MT Morrissey started. Looks like he was cruising. In the 5th inning there, gives the 5-run, 5 spot. How about the offense? Good start in the game with John Schroeder double, home run in there. They got chipping in to get the lead, but then obviously kind of went away from you guys. 5th inning on.
It was a good game, man. We came out. MT Marcy pitched really well. He was dominant, and the runs came. We were hitting the ball around. John Schroeder had a great game. Finally showed some of that power that he's got. And then, MT kind of, hit the brakes. It was hot. It was humid. I think he got a little bit winded, walked a couple guys, and, kind of made the inning a little bit harder on himself than need be. Got to a point where he was right at 100 pitches, so, or in or around 100 or 90 pitches. So made the decision to take him out. And then it just kind of snowballed from there. They had a big 5-run inning and then a 4-run inning. I think it was the next inning. So It kind of snowballed for us. It was kind of one of those Thunder inning or twos that we have seen, unfortunately, in the past, kind of crept back in. But the offense added a couple more runs, and we stayed in the game, and we had a chance, very slim chance, but had a chance in the end to tie it up. So, again, still playing good baseball. Scratched a couple of those bad innings, and, we win those first 2 games against West Virginia.
Yeah, game we did win yesterday. It was a very hot one, huh? Noon start, camp day again. Had to win 7-3. Bounced back nicely to win that game. Had Xavier Levet, 7 strong innings, 8 hits, 3 runs, no walks, 6 Ks. Talk about his performance.
Levet, man, another dominating performance, right? His last one was against State College a week ago. And he came out throwing strikes. It was hot. It was hot as hell, man. It was so hot and humid. He came out pumping strikes again. We scratched out a run early. They got a couple early also. But we held on, and in past games we kind of crumble and snowball. But like I said, the night before, we stayed in it even though we had those 2 bad innings. But yesterday, with Levet being able to continually pound the strike zone and keep the pressure on those guys, we were able to stay in the game. And then we got to their bullpen late, which turned out to be the difference.
Yeah, like I said, it was a 3-1 to 4. Black Bears, you tied it up in the 5th. 3 runs in the 6th, like I said, off their bullpen. So following it, you had got a run in to go ahead. 4-3, and Jackson Tucker, huge 2-out triple. Knocking a couple more runs, huge.
Yeah, man, Jackson Tucker, he's so low-key for the most part. And then he'll just jump out at you with the, 3-4 hit game and 4 bags and just something crazy, So, and he's consistent. It's just he has these games that are huge, like regularly too. And when you go back and you think about just his regular play on a daily basis, it's really good. It's just funny, but some of these games he just jumps out big time, and that was the case for sure. He was in the middle of everything.
Yeah, so box score hitting, 4 for 5, 2 runs scored, 2 RBIs. It's also in that 6th inning. Donovan Cash single, tied the game up. Cameron Duran, bunt single, and Andre Andy Vega single to make it 4-3. Guys.
Yeah, man, they are. It was fun to see them all, play the small game of baseball, and then turns out to have, a good couple runs scored. But the good part was seeing Andy Vega come out of his little slump there with a bases loaded single that technically should have scored 2, but base running mistake by Uran made a tough call for the umpire at the plate, but outside of that, it was really good.
Yeah, talking on Jared Beebe's day, 3 for 3, it says here, RBI to walk. Guy on the board in the first inning, RBI double.
Yeah, Jared Beebe's been battling finger. He got spiked by a base runner playing second base last week, and so he probably needed stitches, had that butterfly tape, but he's been having a splint on it. So he's been battling that, but was able to come out and get 3 hits and, again, contribute to the win.
Yeah, that's awesome. Bullpen, J.J. Almeida again, scoreless inning yesterday. And then Misla the final inning, get the close game out there.
Yeah. So Levette didn't want to come out of the game, and he told me, he's like, I'm pitching through 7, and he was right at 100 pitches, and he was still trying to go back and pitch the 8th. Like, he didn't want to come out. I was tempted, but I knew that we had to have J.J. Almeida hadn't pitched in a few days, and Luis Misla hadn't pitched in a few days. Now, being a 6-3 game, it was a no-brainer. We were going to go to J.J. Almeida, and we were going to go for 2 innings with him to pitch the 8th and 9th.
Yeah.
That 8th inning he pitched was just typical J.J. dominance, like literally untouchable.
10 pitches, 8 strikes.
Yeah, man, he was just pounding the strike zone and just filling it up and really unrelenting to that team, especially when they've been such a long, grindy game. He kind of just put the nail in their coffin, so to speak. But we were able to come back and score another run in the bottom of the 8th, and so that allowed us to put Luis Misla in to get some work. That not being a safe situation, we were able to rest JJ, not have to pitch him another inning. So it worked out. It was a complete team victory.
Awesome. Yeah, that's awesome. Love to hear that. Let's come back to Tuesday. A lot of guys threw in the pen. Bells, Garrett, Carbone, Drakeford, Ronnie. Talk on bullpen. What do you see from them moving forward, and how the guys have done more?
We'll go back to that Tuesday's game, but it's one I'd like to forget, especially when it comes to the bullpen.
Yeah.
Because it was one of those days where it just snowballed, like I said. Yeah. Garrett came in and struggled to command, and everybody that came in followed suit. So, it's I think we had 10 or so walks, 10 plus walks again. And 13. Like I said, that was just reminiscent of the first half, and it was a one-off, definitely for this staff. I've said it before, like, this staff is the strength of our team this, for the rest of this season, and we'll only go as far as they do as far as success. And that was one of those games where they didn't pitch real well, and, the results are there to show for it.
Yeah, like I said, they relying on them. They've done well, those guys, so far this season. Bounce back for sure.
Yeah, they bounced back yesterday extremely well, and that's the part. It's baseball, so we're not going to condemn them.
Yeah.
Say they're terrible when they pitched well all these first 13 games or so, because 14 games they pitched well. So it was just a reminder to them, hey, don't forget what you're here to do, and that's pitch, throw strikes, and they got back to it yesterday, and hopefully it continues moving forward through the weekend, especially at home in front of the home fans.
Yes, sir.
I'm going to say this. We have played better, so my promise to home fans that we will play better at home, it's not a lie. They're playing better. Put together that good win yesterday, and I expect a real good showing this weekend.
Yeah, that's awesome. Love to hear that. Good showing in front of home crowd versus Mahoney Valley Scrappers. Tomorrow night, 3-game weekend series, 7 o'clock first pitch there. Scrappers at home, then on the road, West Virginia, a couple games next week. But yeah, stay at home to play Mahoney Valley tomorrow. Thoughts on Mahoney Valley? Just played them last weekend, I believe.
Yeah, they're kind of just like us in the rest of the league. Other than West Virginia, the rest of us have been kind of inconsistent. We're good and bad and good and bad. So, I expect to see both sides of that, maybe not to the extreme of bad, but we'll have chance to win ball games, and without mistakes from either side, you should see some real good baseball.
It's awesome. Love to hear that. All right, Thunder manager Shawn Chacon. I'll be following you guys from far, head out to Myrtle Beach for weeks, but I'll be keeping in touch, that's for sure. Love having you on as always. Thanks. Good luck moving forward. Appreciate it, Shawn.
All right, man. Have fun on your vacation, bro.
Yes, sir. Thank you, man.